I am setting some rules for this class. The rules are, make sure that anybody and everybody in the class, including me, will not do anything which disturbs the class. Okay? So that's why I'm also cutting down on the bad jokes I used to crack before. I'll try to minimize on those jokes. Because every minute that we waste becomes a waste of that minute for everybody. We'll focus on learning things. Okay? Now, in the class yesterday, we were talking about line plots, and then we started talking about scatter plots. Line plots, everybody is clear. Yeah? So, yes, Praneeth.
I wasn't in yesterday's class, so I don't really know.
That's okay. That's fine. We'll talk about scatter plots today. Line plots is easy. In class yesterday, two of the kids could not share the tables. One was Ria, and there was one more. Who was it? Me as in Samanvita? Yes. Okay. So let's check. Okay, guys. Rudra, same thing. You were much better before. Now you are learning bad things from people around you. I will not say who. Okay. Praneeth, hands down. We'll try to minimize on the discussions, unnecessary discussions.
I didn't come to share my tables.
Okay. All right. So I'll come to you. Okay. Sure. You were not in the class yesterday, so that's fine. But again, a request to everybody is, make sure that your pencils, pen, your clothes don't keep falling. And we'll focus on learning what we're learning. So,
Clothes don't fall.
no, Nikhil, no. We're not trying to get into any unnecessary discussions. Alright. So, let's go to Shreya. Shreya ready? It's not Shreya, Ria. My bad. Ria ready with the tables? Ria, unmute yourself better. Unmute yourself. I want to hear your tables. Unmute yourself. You have a mute button clicked somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Table till. You know table till which number? 10, 12, 13, 14, 12, 8, 9, yeah.
8 times?
9,
40?
72. 8 times 9.
Oh, 9. I got
Yeah.
5.
No, 8 times 9. Okay. 7 and 6.
42?
7 times 6, 42. Okay. 12 times 5.
60?
7 times 9.
63?
12 times 8.
96?
Good job. Let's go to Samanvita. Samanvita ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Table till
12?
8, 9, yeah.
72?
12, 8, yeah.
96?
7, 7, yeah.
49?
8, 8, yeah.
64?
12, 7, yeah.
84?
6, 4, yeah.
24?
12, 9, yeah.
108?
Good job. Praneeth, ready? Table till
13?
13, 12, 4, yeah.
28?
13, 3, yeah.
26?
2, 6, yeah. 13, 3, 39. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 12.
No. 2, 7, yeah.
14?
13, 9, yeah.
117? 117?
117. 12, 4, yeah.
48?
2, 3, yeah.
6?
9, 7, yeah.
62?
12, 5, yeah.
60?
Good job. All right. Shivakeswa, what happened? Your mouse is on the roof. Okay. So, what we wanted to do was, we wanted to understand what is a scatter plot. And as I was saying, now, Now let's look at, some of you might think, okay, what is a line plot, what is a scatter plot? So line plot is a simple thing. When you are plotting numbers on a line, that is where it is called line plot. So some of you who are failing to recall, I'm just going to spend 2 minutes describing it and then we'll move on. Now let's say I'm trying to figure out who ate, how many candies you are eating every day. And let's say I know some kids are eating 2 candies per day, some kids are eating 4 candies per day, some kids are eating 6 candies per day, some kids are eating 8 candies per day. Okay, so I'm trying to plot that here. I have a number line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say Praneeth eats 2 candies per day. Let's say you eat 3 candies per day. Riyaz eats 2 candies as well. Let's say Hana eats 2 candies. Riya eats 2 candies. And Nikhil eats 5 candies. Okay? Then Virat eats 4 candies. Then Anika eats 1 candy. Ananya also eats 1 candy. Then let's say Ahana eats 1 candy. Then let's say Kian eats 1 candy per day. Then let's say Anika also eats 1 candy. Anika on the screen. And then let's say Noah eats 1 candy per day. So we have plotted information on against a number line. Guys, take out your hats. That is taking my attention without a reason. Noah and Sivakeswar, take out your hats. Okay. So here, what you're seeing is, this is called line plot. When you're plotting some data or some information against a number line, it's called line plot. Noah, take out your hat, beta. Take out your cap. Okay. That's okay. I know Sriyanvi doesn't eat candies. Okay, I'm just kidding. So let's not worry about whose name I called out, whose name I missed. What I'm trying to convey here is, when you're trying to plot Anika and Nikhil, you guys have to focus on the board. Here, board is here, board is here. That is not the board, that's a notebook. Okay, so here. So when you are seeing this one, when you are plotting some information against a number line, that's why it is called line plot. When you are plotting against a line, number line. And this might look stupid and useless, but this has a lot of information actually. What it means to people, whenever you talk about data representation, it has a lot of serious stuff into it. Now imagine, if your parents are looking at this information, let's say this is Nihit. Nihit is eating 5 candies per day, okay? When Nihit's parents look at it, say, okay, everybody's kid is eating only 1 or 2 candies per day, my kid is eating a lot, not good. He will cut down on his budget for candies. If let's say Anika's mommy looks at this number, she will feel good. Okay, yeah, most of the kids are eating 1 candy, so my kid is doing okay, not to worry. My kid is not doing too much, so I'm fine. When, let's say this is Yug. When Yug's parents look at it, they'll say, okay, Yug is not eating a lot of candy, but he can certainly cut down by 1 or 2 to come into the normal range. When the doctors look at it, they will say, okay, they will look at it differently. Okay, 1 candy means 1 tooth will be gone in 6 months. If somebody is eating 5 candies, meaning 5 teeth will be gone in 6 months.
And if they eat 20 teeth will fall out.
All will follow. So what I'm saying is, this information, that data representation that you see, different people look at it differently to make some interpretation from it. That's why this is a very important thing. Even if you guys being in 3rd to 5th grade learning this now, remember this, even the CEOs of the company look at this kind of data. When I'm talking about CEOs of the company, I'm talking about the people like the Sundar Pichais of the world, Satya Nadellas of the world. Yep.
CEO means commanding officer?
No, Chief Executive Officers. Okay? Yes, wait. You're saying something.
Also, Elon Musk.
Yep, Elon Musk. Any,
And Mukesh Ambani.
everybody. Okay. Okay.
CEO of Snapchat.
Okay. So, okay, let's not call out the names. They'll start feeling bad about it, what these kids are talking about. But then coming back to a serious point, all these data representation techniques that we are learning about, we learn about bar chart, pie chart, dot plot, line graph, whatnot. And you'll keep on learning these things. Even if these look very light and easy to understand, these are the backbone of large companies. When people look at this information, they make a lot of sense out of it, and based on that, they make decisions. Okay, so don't think that data representation is the most dummy thing that we are learning right now. Okay, now we will talk. So basically, these are smaller amount of data that we are trying to represent here. Imagine we are talking about 5,000 kids. Collect the information about 5,000 kids. And there's one unwanted kid. Let me just shut him up. And you guys know. You guys know who that is? So
AI.
AI. Okay. 1 second. Shh. Hold it. Don't go way too far. Okay? Okay. Stop it there. Now, so far, if you look at the data, how many kids information we have captured here? 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10 plus 3, 13. We have only information for 13 kids. Imagine a situation where you have to collect information about Anika and Nikhil here. Imagine a situation where you have to collect information for 5,000 kids. And then you have to plot. That is where, when you are dealing with huge amount of data, and that, so then imagine how it will become. It will become all cluttered. Lot of kids, lot of data, lot of dots. Some small dots here, lot of dots here. This is called scatter plots. Let me give you guys one situation. Let me put one problem here, and then we'll look at how the scatter plot can be drawn. Is that okay? Ria, Ved, Noah, everybody clear?
Yes.
See, Noah is flexing his hair. As soon as he sees me, he starts flexing his hair because he knows his teacher doesn't have. Okay.
Someone set a timer.
I'm sorry.
Someone set a timer.
What is that?
Someone set a timer.
Ignore that.
And
You will hear a lot of things that may not be relevant to you. Just ignore those things. That's the best strategy.
I don't actually know how to set a timer.
Don't have to learn that. That is out of syllabus. Let's not worry about it. Again, these are distractions. Whenever you see distraction, avoid them. Otherwise, you'll be lost in those distractions, and everybody along with you. So let's look at one simple problem. I'm reading a story for you guys, and you have to pay attention to it. Nihit, stop drawing. Yug, pay attention. Everybody hear this question, hear this statement, and then you will appreciate what a scatter plot is and how does it make sense. And again, scatter plot is something, you guys are learning it now. Believe me or not, you will learn this again in 8th grade. So you're learning something well ahead of time. That's why it is worth putting that effort to understand what exactly it is. Okay? At least conceptually. Now I'm reading this question for you guys. So I have two graphs here. Let me draw them first, and then I'll describe what exactly it is. This is 20, 40, 60, 80. Let's wait for me to disclose what exactly it is. Okay, this is study time. slowly when you pay attention to it and spend time with this with this one, slowly you'll be able to understand it. And then in the other graph, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I would want everybody to be engaged here. And pay attention to what I'm doing right now. Okay, I have drawn some graph here. Can everybody see the board okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the kids on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Sriyanvi cannot see the screen?
Is this supposed to be a scatter plot?
Hold your horses going everywhere. They need to be tamed. Okay, Sriyanvi, you cannot see the board? Anika, can you see the board okay, beta?
Okay, I'm not putting these timers.
What did I say 5 minutes ago? Things that are not
No,
relevant,
I'm
ignore them.
off. I'm just gonna take them off.
So, there'll be things that is not relevant, just ignore them. That's the best strategy. Why you guys are wasting your time talking about those? So, my question to you all is, can you guys see the board okay so far?
Yes.
Ria, Sriyanvi, Kian, Ved, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is anybody Ria here in the classroom?
We said everyone.
Okay, so you guys will have no problem. This question is more for the kids joining online. Okay? Nikhil, Anika, this picture, this is not my picture, but this is a picture. Let's watch that picture, okay? Now let me read the story behind. Okay, stop playing with emojis, kids. I am reading the question, okay? It says, the graph below shows the test grades of the students in Dexter's class. The first graph shows the relationship between the test grade and the amount of time the students spend studying. The first graph says the relationship between the grades or the score and the amount of time spent studying. Virat here. Yug, I don't know whom are you looking at. You don't have to draw it. Pay attention. Pay attention to, no, don't have to draw that. Pay attention to what we're trying to learn or understand. And anybody who's trying to play with the timer, please stop that. So I'm reading this again. If you guys don't pay attention, I don't know whom I'm teaching.
I'm trying to.
Aniket, listen carefully, that is more important.
I'm trying to pay attention.
That's okay. So that you don't have to say, okay? When I say some of you are not doing it, I'm not saying all of you, right? I'm saying some of you. So when some of you are not paying attention, whoever is not paying attention, they will wake up. And if you're already paying attention, you don't have to say it. Now, look at this one. It's the question or the statement is, the graph below shows the test grades of the students in Dexter's class. Dexter is probably a teacher. In his class, the first graph shows the grades or the score and the amount of time study students spent studying. Now let's look at this graph. So this graph says when some kids are spending 1 hour, some of the kids got 60, 49, 50. Some kids are spending 2 hours, still getting same 60. Most of the kids are studying 3 hours, getting 60, between 60 and 80. There are some kids who are spending 4 hours and getting in this range. So this graph is saying, okay, if you pick up any point, let's say you are picking up this point. What this point means is, there is one student who has spent probably a little more than 1 hour studying and got somewhere around 55 marks in a test. You pick up this point. What this point means, this is representing one student. Okay? This student, what did he do? He spent probably 3.5 hours studying and he or she got maybe 65 marks. You pick up this point. What this point means? This point means there is a student who spent 4 hours to study and probably got 90 marks in the test. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is everybody able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mandeep.
The kid is lucky.
What is that?
The kid who got submitted the 90s is lucky.
Let me make it very clear. Nobody gets any score with luck. It's only hard work. Okay? If you do hard work in a right way, you will get the best score. You will do hard work without being organized, you might still get less. Somebody is still playing with the timer, stop that.
What I mean is like, okay, he's lucky that he studied and prepared.
You need to be lucky to prepare.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So okay. Okay. So let's not worry about those things. I know those are interesting discussions that you guys are wanting to get into, but simple fact is this. If you are studying in a very organized way, you will score. That's a message I want you guys to keep with you. Now this data is representing that, okay. Ananya, stop that one, beta. Ananya, it's not about playing with the emojis. So here, when you are looking at this one, this is a scatter plot. This is called scatter plot, where it's having information about a lot of kids. And this is representing, every dot is representing one child and says how much that child got by studying how many hours. If you are picking up this kid, this is one kid, maybe his name is something, Hiren or Yug or Rudraksh or whoever it is. He or she spent 3 hours to study for the exam and got maybe 62 marks. So when you are looking at lot of information, lot of data and plotting it on a graph, it's called scatter plot. Is that okay to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Everybody clear about that?
Yes, sir.
Now there's a lot of things that you will, there are a lot of things that you will learn when you guys grow up a little bit more, okay, about the scatter plot. Right now I'm not trying to get you guys scared or stressed out, but what I'm trying to say is, when you look at the scatter plot, there are certain areas where you see a lot of information. There are certain areas where there is no information. Now let's look at this area here. Let's say here, 5. There is not even a single data here. Virat, what are you doing? There is not even a single data here. Why? Because what it's representing is, if you are spending 5 hours, you cannot get 10 marks. If you are studying enough, you cannot get low score. Similarly, there is nothing here. What does it mean? If you are studying only 1 hour, by no means you can get 90 marks. Yeah? Aniket? Aniket, why you have to keep on typing better? You are saying I'm trying to pay attention.
What? They keep doing it.
So it's not your problem. You have to just pay attention to what I'm doing.
But they're like 10.
No, Aniket, this is not a problem that you have to solve. Okay? You don't really have to solve everybody else's problem. Right now, there's only one thing that we are all here for. I'm here for teaching you guys. You guys are here for learning something. Let's not worry about why the air traffic controller is not giving right signal to the airplanes. That is not a problem that we would want to solve right now. Let's not worry about it. Okay? Yeah, come back to this one. So what I'm saying is, you are seeing certain patterns, certain behavior. If you look at any position here. So what it means is, there is no information here. There is not even a single child who spent 5 hours to study and got 10 marks. There is nothing here also. Who is doing all the fancy stuff?
I have hiccups.
Drink water and
I don't have water.
Okay. I'm not going to rush for getting water either right now. Okay, here. There is nothing here. That means there is no child who's studying only for 30 minutes and still got 100 out of 100. That doesn't happen. Okay, Nikhil, not interested. Not funny. Not funny. I don't want you guys to do things which are not needed. Now, any point here or any point here has a meaning to it. But when you look at this area, this defines the trend. So a scatter plot also gives us a trend. Say okay? If you are studying 3 to 4 hours, you will get something between 60 to 80 marks. Okay? And we'll talk more about it. There is something called axis of symmetry. And if I talk about it now, you guys will immediately drop from the class. I can guarantee that. Because this is something... Axis of symmetry.
That's over 6th grade, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Have you seen the syllabus of 6th grade? Pay attention to seeing your class's syllabus for now. That is more important because I don't think you are paying attention to that. Okay? So, right now, what we have learned so far is, we have learned about what is a dot plot. We just revised it. Then we looked at what is a scatter plot. Simple understanding is, when you are seeing lot of information, lot of data to be plotted on a graph, that is what is called a scatter plot, and it gives you a behavior. It gives you a trend. From that you can interpret. Okay? If let's say if you look at this data and you have not given the test, and if you want to get a 90% in your test, from this data you can see, okay, when kids are spending only 1 hour, they are getting around 40, 50. If I have to get 80 or 90, I probably have to spend 5 hours. That is where kids are being able to score. Okay? So this gives you a trend. From that you can derive a lot of interpretation and make your judgment. But I will not go into depth of it because this is a concept that we'll talk about in level 2 also. Yes, Noah, you're saying something.
Did we do this yesterday?
I'm sorry?
Did we do this yesterday?
We talked about line plot. And then I just said, okay, there's a related concept, extension of line plot, which is called scatter plot. That's why I am talking about it right now. Just for you guys to be aware that if you hear a word, a term scatter plot, you don't start freaking out. Okay?
Oh, because
All right.
I was asking because I wrote it all down in my notebook. I didn't know.
Yeah. And we talked about it, but I did not give a right example. So that's why I was giving an example so that you are able to relate. What is the purpose of this information? Why are we learning it? Where do we apply it? Yep. Who is it? Who has a question?
Maybe somebody did it by accident.
Okay. All right. So now we talked about data representation. We talked about certain tools like bar graph, pie chart, scatter plots, line plot, dot plot, whatever you call it. Now we are moving to the next segment of our learning experience, and that is called geometry. That is where we'll talk about area and perimeter of different shapes, and then yes, Pradeep. Yeah, Mandeep.
So scatter plot basically means like so it just scatters all around, but the number it's by it's the number.
It is so number, line plot, dot plot is something that we use when you are dealing with less information. When you are dealing with thousands of information, hundreds of thousands of information, that is where the data becomes very cluttered, very scattered, and that is where we use scatter plot. And we don't look at each and every dot. It helps you find out some trend, some overall average behavior. Based on that you can interpret. Yeah? Okay? So this is just for understanding, just for knowing what exactly is the concept. Now we will go deeper into what we want to learn next, and that is we are starting geometry. Some of you would have learned some part of it. We will dig deeper into it. You know, go ahead. We'll go deeper into it. Talk about what is area, what is perimeter, how do we talk about different basic shapes, what are those composite shapes, how do we break our head around those. Yep.
Like yesterday when our class was done, we were teaching the area and perimeter to another class.
Yeah, that was for level 2. That is where I bother them more with more difficult problems. Yes, Kian.
Are we also gonna learn the said that we're also gonna learn the area for like triangles and
Yep.
quadrilaterals.
Yep. So we are starting with geometry. I will sound very stupid in the beginning, and whoever is doing that timer thing, can you please stop? The timer doesn't help. This class will go on for 1 hour, whether you like it or not. Aniket, if you are trying to solve the problem, please don't do that. Yes, Aniket, go ahead.
The timers are annoying.
I'm sorry?
Timers are annoying.
No, one more time.
The timers are annoying.
See, now look at the screen. In the whole screen, that timer, that poor timer is in one corner, okay? You are not paying attention to this bulky man, old man on the screen. You are worried about that tiny timer. Pay attention to this old man who is taking full of your screen.
It's probably AI.
That is more important than worrying about the timer, okay? Okay? All right. So, where is everybody? Everybody can turn on your video, okay? Hiding behind the screen doesn't help. Everybody. Now, I will go step by step and let's see who knows what. Do you guys know the name of all these three? Okay. Anybody on the screen who is not aware of it? No, Raj, no. I'm not going to ask everything to everybody, okay? So hold your horses. There are more interesting things. The hands down. Yeah.
Arrows.
What is that?
Why did you draw 2 arrows and a line?
So let me go skim through this quickly, okay? I don't want to waste a lot of time because that will not be productive.
I think I remember this when we started geometry. I remember this.
It's okay. Yeah. So I'll see. Anyways, I'm not skipping things and assuming anything. I'll quickly run through this. If you guys hold your horses, I will quickly skim through this just to make sure that you guys are able to recall what you know and what you don't. Okay. Here, when you are talking about a line with 2 arrows, this is actually called line. This is the only thing that should be called a line because there is no fixed length. When you are looking at a piece of it, when you don't have arrows, that means you have a fixed length. Be it 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 20 inch, whatever it is, there is a fixed length. In this case, there is no fixed length. Here you have a fixed length. You have a starting point, you have an ending point. This is called a piece of a line or line segment. And this one, you have a starting point, but there is no ending point on the other side. This is called ray. Okay? So, we keep on using the term line. Oh, I have drawn a line 5 centimeter long. There is no line that is 5 centimeter long. It's a line segment, piece of a line. Okay? Line is not a fixed thing. It is just a direction in both sides. Okay? So never use the term, this is a 5 centimeter long line. You can say this is a 5 centimeter long side, but not a line. Yes, Noah?
I think I've learned this before.
That's okay. I'm just skimming through it, okay? So don't worry about it. So, okay. Those interesting sounds are not that interesting when I'm neck deep into explaining mathematical concepts to you guys. So don't make those sounds. Nobody gets a prize for doing that. So we saw line segment and rays. Now the next thing is angles. Who's doing that? Yes, Riyaz.
Probably the timer is like setting it for 1 second and it's making this one noise sound. Well, you know how I just can't do it every time.
Okay, keep your hands off the screen, stay on mute. You will see it's fine. I'm already becoming a criminal by killing AI. Why everybody has to put their expertise? You guys are too small to bother about AI or trying to solve those problems. Okay? If you guys start solving the hunger problem in the world at this age, that will be too overwhelming for you all. Let's not worry about it. Now, when we look at one line segment and rays, okay, when there are two of them meeting each other, that is called angle. Okay, and there are 3-4 types of angles that you guys would have heard. When the angle is small or less than 90 degrees, it's called acute angle. When the angle is just right, meaning 90 degrees, it's called right angle. When the two lines are meeting such that my wall is about to fall on Nikhil's wall, it's called obtuse angle. Okay. When the two line segments make a straight line, another straight line, let's say this was one line segment and this was other line segment, making it a straight line, that's called straight angle.
So is it like a 360 degree?
No, this is
Or
180
the
degree.
obtuse angle?
It's 180 degree. Anything more than 90 degrees obtuse angle, now you keep playing with it, whether it's 91, whether it's 360, whether it's 240, 590, doesn't matter. Anything more than 90 is obtuse angle by default. Okay?
So what 45 degrees plus what was it called again? The angle that was less than 90 degrees?
Acute angle, something that is small is cute. Acute angle. Yep. Acute, right, and obtuse angles. So I am skimming through this. Now I am skimming through this. Hold it. You guys are getting tempted to talk, and this is not even the agenda for the class. Okay, I am just making sure that we are brushing up the concept that you need to know before we jump onto something more interesting. Who is it? I am not even entertaining a discussion right now. Now, when you have two lines like this, what are those called? Anybody?
It's just called timer. I just saw it. I was trying to find it. I just saw it. It's called timer. I just saw it.
Timer? Nope. Mishika, tell me what is this called?
Raise.
No, I have two lines, yeah?
A parallel line.
Calm down. Parallel lines, if you say parallel lines or you don't say parallel lines, the sky will not fall. It has never fallen because of two lines. Okay, so this is called parallel lines. Okay, so when there are two lines not meeting each other, meaning if you keep extending them, they don't meet. They are called parallel lines. And when you have parallel lines, the distance between the lines remain the same. Okay, they will never ever.
So,
If you guys stop playing with the screen, that is when I'll be able to do my job better. Somebody mutes me, somebody puts a timer, somebody does something nonsensical in nature. I don't know why you guys are getting so tempted to do destructive things. This is destructive. Because you are staying away from the opportunity to learn something. Stay away from the keyboard. You don't have to touch the keyboard every 2 minutes. Okay? Now here. So when I'm talking about two parallel lines or a pair of parallel lines, what I mean is no matter how far you extend them, they will never meet. The distance between them remains the same. That is what is called parallel line. Anybody who has seen railway tracks, that's a classic example of a parallel line. If you look at even these two sides of this board, these two are parallel to each other. If I make the board longer without disturbing it, it will not meet. Okay? Otherwise my board will become like this. Okay? Yep, Mandeep.
that is keep muting me.
What is that?
That is keep muting me.
We'll deal with it later.
Yeah, someone is muting me.
It's okay. You have to be muted for sure. You have to be unmuted only when you have to talk. I want everybody to be on mute. I am not touching the board because both my hands are here, so I'm not doing it. I'm asking all of you to keep your hands away from the keyboard. That is one rule. When you have to ask something, you will raise your hand and then I will let you speak. If I let everybody speak here, trust me, I will be muted all the time and you will not learn anything. That is my guarantee. Okay? So let's avoid that. So far we have just talked about what is line segment and ray. What do you mean by angles? And then we looked at what is parallel lines. And these are the building blocks for the things that we are going to learn now. So far, nothing was closed. Now we are closing things. Yes, Shanvi, I'll come to you.
I'm just asking
What is
I
that?
forgot what. I'm just asking, what does a ray look like again?
A ray looks like when I turn my phone on and turn on the light here. What you are seeing is light is starting from here, so there is a fixed point and goes as far as you can imagine. So ray is like that only, where it has a starting point in one direction and an arrow in the other direction. Okay? Yep. Yeah, Mandeep.
So if there's no arrow in each of the lines, then it's a non-parallel lines. Non-parallel lines, so it's not gonna meet.
No. So don't mix two things. Line, ray, or line segment. These are things that we're talking about, individual things right now. Only one line segment, ray and line segment. When we are dealing with two things together, did I say two parallel line segments? No, I did not say parallel line segments. I said parallel lines, meaning there has to be arrows. Okay? And that is when you say, okay, if they are parallel lines, that means no matter how far we go, the distance between the line remains the same, like the way we see the railway tracks. Yep, yes, Kian.
What I was trying to say was, is it possible for a line segment?
I mean, you can have a line segment and you will say they are parallel because the distance between them remains same. That you can say, and that's what apparently you will see when we talk about the shapes, the basic shapes. But let's not. This is not a topic for debate, beta. Let's hold it here. Let's hold it here. Praneeth, you are also tempted. Hold it here because they are more interesting things. Trust me, your brain would be more useful with the more interesting topics that we are going to come to. Okay, so that's why I'm asking you to hold. Yeah, you're saying something. No. Okay. So Rudraj, please hold it. Please hold it. I'm not saying you guys have to be scared of me, but you guys certainly need to have follow the discipline and the protocol of the class. I would not assume you guys to.
So you're muted.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoever muted me, thank you so much for that. Okay, everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Now, so far we were talking about things that are open. We talked about one line segment, ray. Then we looked at parallel lines. Now, I'm closing things. So I went from 1 to 2, 2 to 3 now. Here, I will not say I have 3 lines making the triangle. There are 3 line segments or 3 sides making the triangle. Okay? Shanvi, you have raised your hand still? Yeah.
Are we gonna learn about a reflex angle?
What is that?
A reflex angle?
We will be able to learn a lot of things provided kids don't get tempted to talk a lot. Okay. Now, let's not worry about more varieties of angles right now. Whatever we have covered so far, we will use that information to talk about the basic shapes and then relate that with the concepts. So now, if you look at this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape, whatever be the case, I'm not asking any question to anybody right now, but what I'm trying to say is, every shape that you look at has certain characteristics, certain properties. if you look at this shape, this shape, this shape, and this shape, you'll see that this one is a shape which has 3 sides and 3 angles. Those are the properties of it. If you look at this shape, you see 4 sides and 4 angles to it. Those are properties. Who is actually wanting to leave the class early and muting the teacher itself? This is a very easy fix for it. If you all keep your hands off the keyboard, trust me, all this will not happen. Yeah.
So what shape is that? The fourth one?
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. That shape is not funny for sure. So don't laugh for no reason. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, all these shapes that you see, you can recognize them, identify them, categorize them based on certain properties or behavior of the shapes. Look at this shape. It has 3 sides, 3 angles. This shape has 4 sides, 4 angles. This shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides and probably 5 angles also. This shape has no side, no angles. It is called circle. Okay? Mandeep, please hold your horses better. You are getting tempted to talk a little too much. I will come back to you guys. You know some of it already. So why to waste time deliberating things that you already know? I'm just trying to skim through the basic concepts and then we'll focus on more important things. That is what you want to learn. So all these shapes that we talk about, we need to know about the property of those shapes and then deal with those shapes in more detail. Now, here you see, okay, this is 3 sides, 3 angles. 4 sides, 4 angles. 5 sides, 5 angles. No side, no angle. This is a circle. Now, this one and this one, both have 3 sides and 3 angles. What is the difference between these two? Now it's time for you guys to speak up. What is the difference between these two? Yeah, Mandeep, I'll come to you. Mandeep, go ahead.
The sizes are different.
Okay, Kian.
And also, I have a question. So, can there be a shape with maybe a different number of angles and a different number of sides?
There are possible varieties. We are just starting with the basic ones, okay? But the answer is yes. We'll talk about that. Yes, Kian. I'll come to you. Rudraksh, you raise your hand. I'll come to you with that. You don't have to just put your hand on my face. Yes, Kian. Go ahead.
I was saying what the difference is the area.
Exactly. So basically, any shape that you look at, this shape and this shape, both are triangles. Both have 3 sides and 3 angles. And this is taking more space on the surface where you are trying to draw it. That space taken by object on the surface is called area. And there's another thing which is the length of the boundary, that is called the perimeter. So every shape that you talk about, apart from the basic building blocks of those shapes, Anika and Nikhil. Okay, guys, all those things can be dealt with later on. Okay, yeah, here. Every shape that you look at, these are sides, angles, those are properties, and there are some derived properties, those are area and perimeter, which says how much space it's going to take. Now, this is going to be a very, very important part. Area of any shape is something that you would need to know, and not to score 100%, but to live like a human being. Now, look at a simple example. I was painting this garage or this classroom. I had to find out how much paint I would need. Do I need 1 container? Do I need 5 containers? How did I find out? I looked at how much is the area. How much is the area of each and every wall. And every wall needs certain amount of paint. So based on that, I could figure out, okay, 2 containers would be enough. 2 gallons of paint would be enough. So that was not for me to give an exam or to get 100% in the exam. That was a skill needed for my basic survival. Otherwise, I would have bought 100 containers of paint. Say, okay, I have a huge classroom, I need 100 containers, and that would have costed me $2,000 only for the pen.
$2,000.
Okay?
Wait,
Yeah.
sir, I made the same estimate as two containers.
Right. Yes, Mandeep.
You can return them if you.
That is out of syllabus. Out of syllabus. We'll cut down on the unwanted discussions. Okay. Now here. Now what I'm trying to get you guys to is, if you're looking at any shape, it has its own properties, and then it has some derived properties like area or perimeter. Those are the things that we'll start learning for each and every shape. So now, first thing is knowing all the properties and then deriving the area and perimeter of all the shapes. Now let's start with first shape, which is a triangle. And here I can have different types of triangles. Based on the angle, I can have equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, and scalene triangle. Based on side, I can have, this is based on side. And based on angle, I can have again three types of triangles. And those are acute angle triangle, right angle triangle. Who is doing that? And obtuse angle triangle. Now tell me who all knows what are these angles and how do you describe them. And Rudraksh, you are not the only one in the class. I would let everybody go one by one. Mandeep, you have also spoken enough. I would want to give chance to everybody else. So is the case with Praneeth also. Praneeth, hold it. I'll tell you when to speak. Mandeep, Praneeth and Sriyanvi. Hold it. So is Kian. I want to see everybody participate, okay? Yes, wait, tell me. Tell me about two of the triangles that you are comfortable with.
What's the first one?
First one is equilateral triangle.
Equilateral triangle is like where all three of the sides are the same.
Okay. And one more. Praneeth and Sriyanvi, hands down. Let me give chance to everybody, okay?
I think the isosceles triangle is one obtuse and one acute.
Okay, let's see what Anika has to say. Anika, go ahead, beta.
I know what a right angle is.
Tell me what exactly it is. How do you describe a right angle triangle?
A right angle is exactly 90 degrees.
Okay. Where are some of the quiet kids? I want to see. I want to hear from. No, Sriyanvi, hands down, beta. I have to make sure everybody participates. Otherwise, some kids will simply stay there without participating. So I want to hear from Ria. Ria, can you tell me about property of two of the triangles? How do you describe these any two triangles? Ria, unmute yourself and.
It's withdrawn on my hand on accident.
Isosceles is a obtuse triangle and
Okay. Mishika, describe two of the triangles. Any two triangles. Describe them as if you are teaching me right now.
so an equilateral triangle is where all sides are equal.
Mm-hmm.
And a right angle triangle is where there's like one right angle.
Okay. Let's go to Noah. Noah, tell me.
Acute angle is when the angle is lower or 90 degrees, and obtuse angle is when it's larger than 90 degrees.
Okay. Let me give a chance to Praneeth. Okay, Praneeth. Describe two of the triangles which has not been talked about yet.
And acute, well, an equilateral. What actually, I'm not really saying anything. I'm just asking
First one is equilateral triangle, second one is isosceles triangle, and third is scalene triangle.
Isosceles?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the last one again?
Scalene. Scalene like alien. Okay, let me give a chance to Sianvi also. She's been waiting and she's super mad at me right now. Yes, Sianvi, go ahead.
A equilateral triangle
Uh-huh.
is where the triangle has all equal sides,
Uh-huh.
and a triangle, obtuse
And
triangle is
obtuse angle triangle.
where,
Yeah.
obtuse angle triangle is where it's below 90 degrees.
Okay,
Wait,
Mandeep, above. Mandeep and Aditi, and then I will jump on to conclude this for everybody. Yes. Mandeep.
So, a equilateral triangle is. Can I describe what it is?
Now, we have only 3 minutes before the next class starts. We have to be cognizant of the time.
Triangle is all of the sides of a shape.
Advik, don't make sound better. There is a class going on.
This angle is when the angle is more than 90 degrees.
Okay. Now everybody hands down. Okay. We have only 3 minutes. I want you guys to go out of this class with certain understanding, and then in the next class we will start deriving the area and perimeter of all these shapes that we have talked about. Aditya, Nanya, go on mute, beta. Everybody hands down. So basically, if you look at a triangle has sides, 3 sides and 3 angles. So you can have 3 varieties. You can have 3 varieties of triangle based on sides and 3 varieties of angle based on angles. When you look at sides alone, when all the 3 sides are same, that is equilateral triangle. When 2 sides are same, third one is different, that is isosceles triangle. When all the sides are different length, this is 5, this is 8, this is 9, all different, that is called scalene triangle. So when you look at only sides, you have 3 varieties: equilateral, isosceles and scalene. When you look at all the angles, guys, can you stop? Everybody, Yug, are you going to dig a hole to get water out of the earth?
No.
So Yug, no, that is not funny. You are being funny now. You will see those toddlers with diapers laughing at you very soon. Now, based on the angles, again you have 3 types of triangles. When all the angles are small, less than 90 degree, acute angle triangle. When one of the angle is 90 degree or right angle, that is called right angle triangle. And when one of the angle is more than 90 degree, that is when it is obtuse angle triangle. So summary of this is there are two categories based on side: equilateral, isosceles and scalene. Based on angle, acute angle, right angle and obtuse angle. That's a summary of what we wanted to learn today. And in the next class, we'll start looking at how do we find out the area and perimeter of these basic shapes, and then use that knowledge for learning more with complicated stuff. And I'm sorry if I'm stopping you guys in between, but trust me, we have only 1 hour. And every minute that we waste becomes a wastage for everybody else. That's why I'm purposefully stopping you guys from getting into unwanted discussions. And that's very much needed. Otherwise, trust me, soon you guys will struggle to figure out what we are learning in the class. Alright? Thank you everybody. And then we'll meet again next week.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.